I'm happy to welcome everyone to our traditional neuro setting on the lines of the field. My name is Olesya Don. I'm a neurography instructor, an aesthetic coach, a neuro rescue specialist, a professional from the Clean School, and a member of the International Association of Neurogestaltists. I'm also a mom of 3, and many of you know me as the creator of realistic knitted toys and my masterclasses. And what neurographics gave me, in principle, if we reveal it very reasonably, it will take up the lion's share of our airtime, and we need time to draw. So I'll just say it briefly. That is, I increased my income. My growth in activity changed. I grew my nerdygram from 14 to 23,000. I've been maintaining my weight for 3 years now, keeping it stable within plus or minus 2 kilograms, and that's pretty awesome too. I've changed myself, and my environment has changed too. In general, everything that neurographics gave me simply does not fit into the framework. And by the way, I also drew myself as a neurography instructor and a member of Mango Professional. And by the way, I drew this session too. We don't have much time. We're on a 1-hour schedule. And to set a pleasant and eco-friendly tone for your week, we'll try to draw slowly. But even if you can't keep up, it's totally fine. Don't worry, because the recording will be available. And I'm really happy to see everyone. I'll be keeping an eye on the chat. I'm really happy to see everyone. Thank you very much, colleagues. I see colleagues, see some new faces. It's very nice. So we currently have 74 people in the chat. I'm really happy. Thank you for coming to draw and support the space. And please tell me, is there anyone here who is getting to know neurography for the very first time? I congratulate you on that, because today you're stepping into a completely different world. And without further delay, let us immediately proceed to the task of switching our camera and begin the process of drawing. Just a moment. Intent. Uh-huh. Girls, please let me know if you can see and hear me. How do you like it? You can just see the screen, and we'll get started. As always, I suggest the girls do a little bit more setup to thoroughly activate our neural connections on this topic and ensure that everything is perfectly aligned with our objectives and goals in this particular discussion. But today we're going to do the setup a bit differently than usual. We usually do 20 words in 2 minutes. Today, I suggest you write down as many words as you can in 1 minute. And whatever you manage to get down, that's what we'll go with. And I suggest we all draw just one single theme together today. We're going to draw one theme together as a group. And I suggest we call it, say, My Successful Week, to activate our week for the successful implementation of all our planned ideas. What do you think about that? If you're getting distracted, then let's get started. My successful week. I usually put the date down for my own reference. However, you don't have to. I just need this so I can keep track of how my drawings are working later. Just a little bit. Are you really, truly ready? I'll start the timer then. Today we're working with 1 minute and a collective flow in a unified burst. Just think about what your successful week will look like, what you're putting into it, what meanings you're adding, and everything that comes to your mind. Just let it flow onto the paper. Let's go. Girls, let's write it down. Okay, the points. How many did you all come up with? And you can directly analyze your words, how many you came up with, and what emotional charge they carry. Maybe some of you will have certain images come to mind. And think about what this image might mean for you in this specific situation and topic. And our topic today is our setup for the week. Our very successful and productive week. And let's start drawing right away. To start, let's set up our sheet for work using all 3 pens and launch the intention to print our sheet so that neurography helps us complete all our ongoing tasks in the most favorable way, start new ones, and successfully implement them. And with this intention of gratitude and appreciation, gratitude for the past week, gratitude for ourselves, let us start drawing the neurographic lines and print our sheet for work. Let me remind you that a neurographic line is a line that doesn't repeat itself in different parts of its path, and we lead it to unexpected places. Just in different directions. However, it resonates with you in various ways, or whatever feels right to you. Usually, I typically do quite a lot, but right now, because of the ongoing effect, something like that. And on these lines, these are the lines of gratitude, lines of love, lines of intention for the successful realization of our tasks, our goals, our plans. Let's draw the shapes, the tasks that we've set for ourselves on this unpacked field. I highly recommend beginners, and we have some in the chat, to not use any shapes other than circles for now. Instructors, those who have already completed neurocomposition, please feel free to use any shapes you like, but let's not forget about Miller's numbers, which means 5 to 9 pieces, no more. And I really recommend signing your work, because at the end of the week, when you look at your drawings, you'll have a clear understanding of, oh, this one worked, and you'll have something to thank yourself for. I'll highlight some things for the newcomers, but mostly I'll be working in a masterclass mode. Everyone will have their own meanings anyway. I want to hold 8 sessions this week. So literally anywhere that resonates with you, using any shapes. My 8 sessions will look like this. It's very important. I always sign them to understand. I teach my girls this too. I want to thoroughly grasp the material on science this week and complete all the assignments I have. The sizes of the shapes can also be different. That's also diagnostic. See how it resonates with each of you. So that's my trigger. I want to pay attention to my body every day and be mindful of how it feels and responds to different situations. This is important because it helps me stay connected and aware of my physical and mental state. Well, it's literally time for myself. Time for myself because I always forget about myself as usual. And everything that concerns me personally, it becomes optional. I didn't manage. So I really want to include this in my plan. Dancing, walking, meditating. I need to spend some time alone, like regularly. What else do I need to do? I need to make presentation about my stylist for the International Mango Association for Mango Professional. It just so happened that I'm the first this time, so I'm a little nervous. It's going to look in a way that you might expect something like this. What else do I want? I need daily posting, regular posting on my social media so that my content is interesting, so that people read it, and so that it's useful. I'm signing up for VK for myself. It's clear to me I need to do it as many times as I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to do a supervision for my students. It's going to look something like this. I just finished, and of course I absolutely need to remember that I very much have to buy markers and sketchbooks because we have the extremely important conference coming up soon, and I need to prepare for it. As usual, I always forget that I never have enough materials. If anyone doesn't know, the conference starts on March 9th, 10. This is a neurography instructor conference, the territory of love. And if you haven't signed up yet, I highly recommend you get there and connect with that world of professionals who are in love with their lives, who will open doors to a completely different world for you. And those who have been to such conferences understand me perfectly. You get to draw, reflect on yourself and your life, make plans for the future. It will be very interesting, but no conference has ever been boring. Here, participation is free, and I think the moderators have already shared the links to the conference. Thank you very much. Girls, make sure to join in and we'll keep drawing. And what are we doing right now? Right now, we're connecting all of this into a single picture, into a single neural network. How do we do this? And at the same time, we're neurographing all of this. So we make the edges uneven. Our lines in nature, there's nothing straight, no straight lines. And we make our lines and shapes bionic, natural, in a way that is harmonious and seamless, because everything natural fits into our neural system, to our perception and understanding, and effortlessly to our senses and cognition, in a way that resonates with our innate understanding. The process is both quick and eco-friendly, ensuring minimal environmental impact. Each shape is crafted to be perfectly straight, maintaining precision and quality. This method saves time and supports sustainable practices, making it ideal for those who value efficiency and ecological responsibility. Take your time with this. And when we were drawing shapes and lines, intersections are formed. And now we need to incorporate these intersections into a single picture. So we need to round off these little corners, harmonize them in a way that is gentle and soothing. Remove all the sharpness to your mind and body. Live this week as comfortably and harmoniously as possible as you go about your daily activities and interactions with others. And pay attention to what you feel. In the field of neurography, the most important aspect is the moment when you truly feel and connect with yourself. It is about understanding and perceiving your own existence as an object within the broader context of your environment and experiences. The object is always more important than the object. So it's not about what you're drawing. It should definitely be beautiful when everything is round and harmonious. It's already beautiful. But the main thing is what you feel while doing it. This is called reflection. Pay attention to what are you feeling, what thoughts come to your mind, what emotions come up for you when you work with this shape. Right now, I'm working with the figure of 8 coaching tests. So I can immediately think about what steps I need to take, considering the potential outcomes and benefits of each step, and I can do them right now to make it happen. I can add lines, fill it with meanings, ensuring that each action aligns with my long-term goals. Well, what can I do? At the very least, I can plan, call my clients, confirm meetings, and make my work schedule comfortable for myself, for my clients, and for my family, while maintaining a balance between work and personal life so that no one feels inadequate, so that no one feels uncomfortable. This way, I can achieve a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction by being proactive and organized in my approach. We round off all the intersections. We study more about detailed and extensive rounding, comprehensive neurography, and everything else in the course for those users who have not yet taken it. This course is essential for any neurographer, in my opinion, because that's the foundation, that's the basis. But at this very moment, since we're not in a training format, we're just drawing in this particular masterclass mode. I'm trying to avoid leaving any rough edges. So today,
I'm moving on to the next figure, and also thinking about what steps I can take to effectively grasp the material quickly without spending too much of my limited time, so I can submit all my assignments on time, and ensuring that I have a comprehensive understanding of the subject matter by reviewing all the necessary materials and resources available to me, and making sure to allocate my time efficiently and effectively. Well, first of all, I can avoid leaving everything until the last day. I need to attend all the online meetings, do the assignments right away, and upload them to the platform immediately, and then everything will be less stressful for me, so everything will fit together nicely for me. Do notes. I can take notes because I grasp things better that way. About the conference, buying materials. So, what can I do? Just get up, lift yourself off the couch, tear yourself away from the computer, and go and buy it. I know what to buy. I have my favorite materials. I think every neurographer who draws often has their favorite tools they use. Just go and buy them. Then I'll be fully prepared because there's always so much to draw. It's interesting. And you can't tear yourself away or miss anything. I want to be fully prepared. Girls, are you keeping up? Is everything okay? Don't forget to track your reflection and your emotions. As I was getting ready to present, I observed that my hand almost instinctively moved into position. It was a smooth and natural transition, seamlessly setting the stage for the presentation to begin. I'm definitely also thinking about that. Why do I exactly need this? What do I specifically need to do at this level, exactly, in order to successfully and ultimately achieve this particular goal to be achieved? Since I will be the first in my stream, as a pioneer in my field, that is, I basically have no example that I could rely on. So I will rely, for example, on our mentors, our professionals, our teachers, and their guidance, support, expertise, experience, knowledge, and wisdom. There was a wonderful supervision session with Irina Rojdestvenaya. I absolutely and completely love her, so I need to rewatch that particular session and thoroughly prepare my presentation based on it. I'm saying this, and right now I feel this warm and comforting sense of gratitude towards our teachers and mentors at the Institute just spreading out and expanding in my heart chakra. The support from the Institute and from professionals is priceless and invaluable. Even now, I'm looking at the live stream broadcast and seeing so many of my dear colleagues and classmates and girls. That's invaluable. Thank you for coming and for supporting me, because it's always nerve-wracking to speak in front of such large audiences, and that truly means a lot. It's like time for myself just somehow slipped by unnoticed. So I just talked about values, and my hand just kind of sort of moved over here a little bit as I was speaking, actually. In fact, why this is really important to me this week, because last week I set myself a task, or rather, I seriously thought about how we consider everyone else around us, our kids, family, our husband, and our friends, our surroundings. But we often forget about ourselves, and I'm no exception. So everything that concerns me, the beloved me, feels like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, well, I won't die. I don't want that. I really want to. Focus on relaxation this week. For myself, for my body, I want to really incorporate it into my daily routine. I've already started dancing. I'm dancing instead of doing my workout. But I really want to incorporate evening walks into my routine, completely by myself without the kids. Just put them to sleep and go for a walk before bed. Can I allow myself? Will my brain reset? Will it get a little rest?
Yes, of course it will. These little things are something we can allow ourselves. Actually, March is coming up soon. We should indeed be beautiful, truly loved, and the most thoroughly well-rested of all. Right. I love you too, Ninochka. Thank you so much indeed, girls.
Yeah.
So, I want to make this a daily practice of going for walks, pampering myself, and showing gratitude to you. I wrote about this in the group recently because I think regular posting is important. Again, look at how it all works. I'm talking about how I recently wrote about this in the group, and smoothly my hand transitions to my social media, thinking about what I can do to have interesting regular posts. Yeah, it sounds a bit scary. No, I meant that when my kids are in an active state, and I think not just mine, they're in a really hyperactive state, it's just impossible to get away from them. So sometimes I need a moment of silence, when I'm alone, just to close myself off and recharge my energy. No, what I meant was that, when my kids are in an active state, and I think not just mine, like they're in a really very hyperactive state, it's just extremely impossible to get away from them. So sometimes I need a moment of silence, when I'm alone, just to close myself off and recharge my energy. That's what I meant, to put them to bed at night and then quietly go for a walk, because I don't have any other time to be without the kids. So what I meant was to put them to bed at night and then quietly go for a walk. Well, because I don't have any other time to be without the kids. There you go. Well, I think moms will understand. And when there are two little ones, and the third one is always busy with his own stuff because he's a teenager, and we all dinosaurs just don't get him. He has his own. It's nothing to worry about. It's absolutely nothing to worry about at all, really, in any way or anything like that. We always have the universe's help. For some reason, I'm not scared. The night captivates me with its mysterious allure. I find myself drawn to its quiet and calm, a time when the world seems to transform. While I don't actively seek out trouble, the night doesn't instill fear in me. Instead, it offers a unique atmosphere that invites reflection and contemplation. It's a time I truly appreciate, as the stillness allows for a deeper connection with my thoughts and surroundings. Okay. I got distracted on V-Contact. Well, first of all, I can write myself a content plan, meaning I can delegate some responsibilities. So thank God I had the brains and the opportunity to arrange a fruitful and strategic collaboration with a well-known partner. And I have a dedicated assistant who diligently helps me with organizing and managing various tasks related to that. So I can effectively delegate some of my numerous responsibilities to her, which allows me to focus on more critical aspects of my work. And that's really cool. It really frees up a lot of my time. Temporarily working with clients, temporarily communicating with family, and so on. So I had a little figure in supervision, and I need to supervise my girls a bit more and carefully. I just need to look at their work thoroughly, give them feedback, and write it all down meticulously and in detail, and then submit their data carefully and accurately to the relevant department of the Institute. You do understand what I am doing, right? I'm outlining step by step what I need to do to make this goal happen. And when we finish the drawing, we'll have a clear step-by-step guide on what we need to do, so that by the end of the week, we can say how smart and great you are. What I like about the settings is that you just understand you have a clear plan. I rounded everything off. I already like the drawing. It looks so harmonious now. It looks soft. That sharpness is gone now. And of course, you and I do not live alone in the world. There is always space around us. Yes, there is a field. There is a world. There are opportunities that do not depend on us. Yes, and we must see them too. Therefore, I interact with the field directly from myself to myself. I launch these spaces of options that I perhaps do not even see yet.
Notice any shapes, mark them down. If you see them but can't make them out, like this circle, it's drawn, I'm adding a line. If you can see them but can't quite make them out, like this little circle here, this shape is already drawn out for me. I can see it, and I'm just adding a line to it. I don't even fully understand what this shape represents yet. Of course, I can think about it, but I was talking about the space of possibilities, about how there are things, events that we don't notice, and they just pass us by. And probably this shape is exactly about that. It's like a kind of help from the universe, trusting certain events, and letting go of those events from your zone of control, meaning letting go of total control a little bit. And probably this shape is exactly about that. So this is like a kind of help from the universe, trusting certain events, and letting go of those events from your zone of control, meaning just easing up on total control a bit. This shape is about trusting the universe. Let it be. I like it. We simply add lines if there are not enough lines. There can never be too much on neurographics, because the more lines, the more opportunities we certainly allow ourselves, the more thoughts and considerations we absolutely have about these topics that we draw. Please, I sincerely ask for your forgiveness, ladies and gentlemen, for perhaps sounding overly detailed, because your meanings might be completely different, but we have these reasons so that they can understand how the reasoning goes. And of course, don't forget to reflect. You know what I just noticed? It's generally, typically, and usually much easier for me to draw lines from my shape into the field. And right now, I'm diagnosing myself. I'm drawing this way and that, and I'm completely comfortable with it. What does this mean? Yeah, you can also reflect with me. What I've probably learned in less than 6 months is to accept, to calmly perceive the gifts of the universe, the gifts of fate, and to see the signs that come to me from my surroundings. I'll definitely spend some more time on this drawing. I'm sure there will be a lot more lines. Just to not take up too much time, we have half an hour left. Let's quickly move on to color. What is color? Color is when we take our separate shapes that we've created, our separate cells, like this cell and that cell, and we combine them into larger figures. And when we add color, just pay attention to your emotions too, because a regular color really lifts your emotional mood, right? And the larger figures, based on the variety of colors, we'll talk about and discuss in detail in the World of Color course. If you're interested, you can take it at the Institute or with any instructor who offers such a course. They already have the right to that, and now just take it intuitively. Take what resonates with you, whatever color catches your eye. That's the one you need right now. Just go for it without overthinking. So that's exactly what you need right now. Just don't think about it. So if you feel it, just take it. That's going to be the best decision, because the body never lies to us. See how I'm doing this? Create. I'm creating a large shape with color. It can flow however you want. You can also do it separately. Just think about what color your figure will be, like cocoa, for example. If it distracts you, I can really see a bit of yellow, like the sun. You can let it flow, just however you like. The main thing is, don't just color this cell here and that cell there, but don't be afraid to go over the lines. Even if they smudge a little, it can actually look beautiful. How much color to add is also intuitive until it feels beautiful to me. Your drawing should please. You write it down. You can always come back to the drawing even when we finish drawing now. We have this point of stylization where we take the drawing to a wow state. And there you can sit with the drawing. I always recommend not to rush, not to leave it. Just call out to your drawings. Interact with them in a way that feels natural and intuitive. You give them energy, and according to the law of the healer-giver, they give it back to you in a reciprocal manner. Use this energy exchange to your advantage. So I also want some pink to add a touch of vibrancy. You can color with pencils or you can color with markers and crayons as well. I really like both, in my opinion, very much. I like to start with a flowing fill using markers and then stylize it with pencils, but that's just how it seems to me. So get out of here. We're escaping into the group lines. How geometric they are, how natural they are. This Pavel Mikhailovich, he's just a genius because coming up with something like this is simply unreal. I think everyone knows, right, who the author of the film is. Do you know who his dad is? Who her dad is? This is Pavel Mikhailovich Piskaryov, topographer, a philosopher, the rector of the Institute of Psychology and Creativity. And in general, well, to me, he's just some kind of superhuman. I love it. I love it. A very interesting person who always has someone to connect with. My colleagues can vouch for that. I also want to incorporate something in blue, just to emphasize the importance for some reason, some kind of blue lightness. I'm doing everything literally like this schematically now, in a very detailed and meticulous manner, step by step, ensuring every aspect is covered with great care and attention to detail to ensure the highest quality and precision. Then I'll definitely show the final version of the drawing to my group and post it in the album, and I will make sure to include every single detail. I'll be very glad if you post your drawings so that we can also admire our beauty somehow, so that everyone can appreciate the effort and skill involved. I'll do it somehow. The large figures stood together, their shoulders welded seamlessly to one another, creating an imposing and unified presence that commanded attention in the room. I want to exhale. Girls, I'm sorry, but I see another figure and I can't unsee it again. I see a lot of figures. I can't quite figure this one out yet, so I'll leave it for now to think about in terms of styling. For now, let it be nameless. If you come across such figures, don't hesitate to add an extra line. First of all, you can never have too many lines. And secondly, it means something has appeared. If a figure has appeared, there's definitely a meaning, even if you don't understand it. Yulia, I have absolutely simple markers, the Bronder ones. If a figure has appeared, there's definitely a meaning, even if you don't understand it. Yulia, I have absolutely simple markers, Bronder ones. Kiryu, Bronder. I just love this brand. They're expensive and they're great. Here, what do we have left? I'll leave it like this for now with the color. I might add some color later. I might add some other colors later on. But for now, I don't want to add too many colors. And now I'm taking a thicker marker and making the field line to explain the process in more detail. What is the field line? By using a thicker marker, which is a tool that helps in making the field line more visible and distinct, that's when we start to channel energy that doesn't depend on us. The field line is a concept that represents the channeling of energy, which is independent of our direct influence or control. It's super energy, it's powerful energy, however you want to put it. This is divine energy, it's the energy of conduction. This is the energy of the absolute, meaning it's something we no longer control, but it will help us. I'm using this energy, these field lines, to set my intentions for realization. To reflect means to carefully track your reactions, to pay attention to your body, and to observe your emotions. When you draw something, you definitely have some kind of response. Maybe it's some kind of image, maybe some meanings are coming up. This is called reflection. We'll talk about this in more detail in the user course. If you're not a user yet, I highly recommend you get in there, because that's where neurography will open up to you as a science, like a deep, important thing. We're really going deep, like going up the pyramid, as they say. Right now, I'm just in a masterclass mode. I don't have the opportunity to tell you everything right now. So, it is the field line, right? So, it's the line that stands out the most on the page. The first thing that should catch your eye when you set the drawing aside and pick it up again is the field line. It's thicker, it's powerful, it's noticeable, it's vibrant. With immense love, gratitude, and trust in the universe, and appreciation for the guidance received, I set these intentions for the successful realization of all my plans, and the unwavering support from the universe, and the positive energy surrounding me. You can just trace over it a few times. If you don't have a thick marker, just simply take the same marker you used to draw and carefully trace over the line again a few times to soak up this energy of great grace. It's the energy of just living, guys. We live and enjoy this. If the line can follow the existing lines, it can carve out its own paths. So we know that the neurographic line of Piskarev doesn't lead us where we expect to see it. It can take us down a completely different path. And being under our control, it reveals to us entirely different patterns. It can lead us down a completely different path. And being under our control, it reveals to us completely different patterns. It can go along the existing lines. I just said that, right? It can carve out its own paths. It can go in different directions, but try to make sure that they do not cross each other at right angles. You can do it however you want. Just let your hand move as it feels right. Trust yourself. Trust your feelings. And of course, since this energy is already more powerful, since it's strong energy, yes, at high vibrations, you round it out from the tension. Just let it flow like rivers. Can you imagine? Here is a large, full-flowing river. It's flowing. And then from it, there's this tiny, tiny stream, and all that energy gets stuck and rushes on. It can't help but flow. It will still flow, but it will flow past. So don't hold back. Open up. Those streams of connection in your lines with the powerful lines of the field. Don't be afraid that you'll somehow ruin the drawing or that it will become coarser. It's impossible to ruin a drawing with the energy of God, with love. We also round off all the intersections with these lines. I'm really hot right now. My cheeks really burning, but that's a normal reaction for me. Whenever I draw the lines of the field, my eyes always get teary, and I'm really hot. Oh, and girls, I forgot to mention this too. This is educational material. But still, just so you understand, we don't leave single cells in the architecture. The only rule when applying color is not to leave these single cells. So we either fill it in, divide the cell, for example, like this with an additional line, so that we don't end up with isolated things. Our task is to unite, not to divide. If you want to add some lines, go ahead and add them. Oh my God, I'm so hot. Even though I'm sitting in the same room, by the same open window as I was yesterday, the weather is the same, the light is the same, nothing has changed, but my feeling has changed. Everything around me remains unchanged. That's the magic of neurography and the wonder of it. I'm really glad that you all succeeded. And neurography can't not work out. I always say, don't be afraid. I can't draw. God, if you can hold a marker in your hand, then you can draw. You know how to color in. Did everyone do it in kindergarten? Well, you can draw a neurographic drawing. Can't be ugly if it's done right. Just round everything off and you'll be fine. I'm really happy for you. I sincerely congratulate you for touching this world with your creativity and imagination. I'm absolutely sure you have created a truly wonderful and impressive drawing. I would be extremely happy and delighted if you could kindly show it to me. Please go ahead and continue to learn and explore. Explore this world. Draw more. And with each passing day, you'll notice how much you're changing, how your feelings are changing, how your surroundings and your perception of the world are changing. When lines of the field pass through your life out of a sense of gratitude, it's an indescribable feeling. And I'm about to cry now. The translator, as always. I'm done, girls. We have very little time left. What can we fixate on? And now we can either highlight a certain figure, or rather a task that we've drawn, and we can mark it as the most significant, the top priority task. So, where you focus your attention, where you direct your gaze first to move it forward. It can be any of the figures we've marked. It could be a completely new figure. Well, my nose is running right now. I'm looking right now at what I want to focus on. I think I'll just really highlight this important figure that I see. It's completely new. Notice I didn't have it on the sheet. I'm making it just as thick and powerful as my lines of the field. I'm making it the most noticeable on the sheet. And what exactly is this figure about? This depiction of mine will be about love, gratitude, and deep appreciation. When you're confident in yourself, when you thank the world for what you have, for the fact that you can at least take action, for the fact that you at least understand how to act, and you have hands, legs, you have health that allows you to move towards your goals, to set those tasks. You actually have some tasks, have some desires, because millions of people live without wanting anything in life, without any desires in life. And let this figure represent that everything is possible when you, sorry for the slang, are enjoying your life, when you're savoring each day of it. And this figure for me will be about manifestation, and this will be my figure of fixation. I'll make it the most noticeable, styled in a way that fits with the 7 As you can see, this will be a figure clearly and evidently in the presentation. Anything is possible. And that's awesome. All right, girls, I'm going to switch the camera. Of course, don't forget to do the last exercise. It's the same thing we did at the beginning. Time yourself for 2 minutes, 20 words, within 20 words. Or, like we did today, time yourself for 1 minute and just write down words in a flow and enjoy how those words have changed for you. Just pay attention to how your feelings have changed, how your reactions have changed. And that's really cool. It's really interesting. Just really pay attention to yourself in this regard. Girls, I keep saying I don't know how you feel, but please take a look inside yourself. Where are your feelings? What emotions do you have? What thoughts have come up for you? How do you see your week right now? In what perspective? Yes. What is the most valuable thing you took away from your drawing today? They will definitely keep unfolding. I highly recommend hanging your new drawings in a prominent place because every time you glance at that drawing, it will reveal itself in a completely different way. And don't forget about the action algorithms. I'm begging you because neurography is not a magic pill. It's not that one tablet you swallow and then you draw and everything will be great and a bag of money will fall on your head. No, that won't happen. If it's magic, then it's scientifically grounded magic. This is a method for supporting your projects. Never forget about this. It gives you direction, but you'll have to take action and everything will definitely work out. I thank you for the conversation. I thank you for drawing with me, for creating this space, because without you, nothing would have worked. I thank you for your mindful approach to your tasks, for your desire to change, and for wanting to be the author of your own life. I sincerely wish this for all of you.